After thousands of years, the human population has reached 500 billion. People had to be relocated to other planets. However, as the resources depleted, there was a war for the right to return to Earth. Customers at a bar on an unknown planet are discussing the news. Logan hears a strange noise and runs out of the bar. He looks up into the sky and sees thick black smoke. He and the other men realize that it is the pirate ship Arcadia. Logan and 3 other men run toward the Arcadia. They climb up a high cliff and see a huge spaceship in front of them. The gate opens and they see men in iron suits. The men ask them to take them on a space voyage. The pirates say they only need 1 recruit. The men stand on the edge of a platform and could fall off at any moment. The men in spacesuits ask a question: what is our goal? The first one wonders and assumes that the ship has set out on an honorable voyage. The answer turns out to be wrong. The platform drops abruptly, and the man flies into the abyss. The second frightened man answers that it was for profit. He, too, is thrown into the abyss. The third does not have time to answer, stumbles and falls off the platform. Logan's turn comes up. He suddenly pays attention to a figure in the distance. It is the famous Captain Harlock with his bird on his shoulder. Logan is already being thrown off the platform. At the last moment he manages to shout out that the goal is freedom. A girl named Kay grabs Logan by the arm and brings him back to the platform. The gate closes. The ship flies away. The Gaia Coalition patrols in space and guards Earth against returning humans. Suddenly, a foreign object is detected on the military's instruments. The military doesn't immediately realize what the object is. Out of a blob of dark matter, a spaceship can be seen. It is the mysterious ship Arcadia belonging to Captain Harlock. Harlock rises from his captain's seat, his robe fluttering. His ugly bird perches on the captain's shoulder. He heads for the helm of the ship. There's a commotion on the Arcadia. It's not a good sign that the captain has taken the helm himself. A patrol ship of the Gaia Legion suddenly approaches the ship. Kay orders Logan to follow all orders and not sit idly by. Hundreds of space fighters surround the ship. They open fire on the Arcadia, but destroying it is impossible. The fierce fighting continues. Harlock's team is fully armed. A decision is made to capture the enemy ship. The Arcadia forces destroy the enemies and infiltrate the Gaia Legion ship. Logan lags behind and makes his way into the cargo bay. There he is knocked down by a Gaia Legionnaire. He points a laser beam into Logan's eye. Logan now possesses a retinal scanner through which he can receive and send data. It turns out that Logan infiltrated the Arcadia for a reason. The man with the laser wishes Logan good luck, only to be destroyed a second later. Logan thanks a member of the Arcadia for helping him so that he doesn't give himself away. Captain Harlock appears on deck. He says that members of the Gaia Coalition consider them thieves and brigands. Now they will show them what they are really capable of. A mysterious explosion occurs that unleashes the dark matter of the ship. The Gaia Coalition continues its implacable struggle against Captain Harlock and his crew. Humanity has no right to return to Earth, for it is pure and flawless after the relocation. At a meeting, members of the Coalition discuss the current situation. They are very pleased to have their man aboard the Arcadia, but the counselor is worried about whether the agent sent to the Arcadia can be trusted. Admiral Ezra assures that Logan will not let him down. He leaves the conference room in a high-tech wheelchair. It turns out that Ezra is Logan's older brother. He is the one who sent his brother to the enemy ship. Ezra ends up in the greenhouse. A girl named Nami runs up to him and asks him if he was really the one who sent Logan into the enemy. Ezra claims that Logan made this decision on his own. The Admiral receives word of the beginning of a meeting and departs from the greenhouse. Nami notices a flower on the floor and remembers moments from her childhood. He and Logan were friends, and he never wanted to be a soldier, but dreamed of being a botanist. The ghost ship Arcadia continues its journey. Communications officer Julian tells Logan about the ship's amazing abilities. Thanks to dark matter, it self-repairs after a battle with the Gaia Legion. The ship needs no wharf, no repairs, and no fuel. The Arcadia was built a century ago as a way to fight the war to return to Earth, and it's still operating. Logan wonders how they managed to control dark matter, for only the Niflungs had such knowledge. As they talk, Julian and Logan reach all the way up to Captain Harlock's throne. Suddenly Logan notices a mysterious alien girl and can't take his eyes off her. Mime is the last of the Niflungs, and she is the one who controls the dark matter. They continue walking through the ship and talking. Logan is puzzled. How does Captain Harlock manage to live for over 100 years? Julian does not answer Logan. Everyone has their own secrets. While cleaning up, Logan explores the ship's premises. He is recording information with his retinal scanner. Suddenly, the captain's ugly bird bumps into Logan in the corridor. Logan decides to follow the vulture. It leads him to the ship's central computer. Logan hears footsteps and hides around a corner. He sees Harlock approaching the computer. The captain turns to the computer and says it won't be long now. Logan's hand reaches for his holster, but suddenly Logan notices Mime again. She says that what he is looking for is not here and that he should be better prepared. She opens a door and lets him walk out unnoticed. The mysterious girl seems to know more about Logan than he thinks. In a hall at a long table, Harlock and Mime are having drinks. She asks the captain why he brought Logan to them. He struggles to answer that question. He hopes for a miracle. The ship approaches a mysterious planet. Kay explains to Logan that they once tried to establish a colony on this planet, but failed because of harmful gases. Now they are about to set up one of the 2 last detonators on it. Logan volunteers. He and Kay fly up to some sort of installation, which is protected by optical camouflage. It contains the last 2 detonators. Logan proceeds to scan it with the sensor. They land on the uncharted planet. This is where they must set the detonator. They have very little time to complete the mission. Kay tells Logan that their only chance to return to Earth is to turn back time. The clock of Genesis will help them do that. Logan thinks this is just a legend, but Kay claims that Harlock has found it. Their points scattered across the universe like divisions on a clock. They already have 98 detonators installed out of 100. When all of them are ready, the powerful release of energy will reset the time on the clock. However, everything that exists at present will be destroyed. Suddenly, there is an earthquake. Kay and Logan are about to fall into a gorge. At the last second, Logan thrusts Kay out to Julian, who flew in to help. Logan hangs over a fiery lava awaiting doom. He recalls a terrifying event from his youth. It turns out that he and Ezra grew up on Mars. Their mother was a botanist and tried to grow plants, but it didn't work out. Logan wanted to save the plants in the greenhouse. He opened the valve, even though Ezra prohibited him from doing so. A few seconds later, there was a monstrous explosion and the greenhouse caught fire. After this tragedy, Ezra ended up in a wheelchair. Logan felt he had to redeem himself. Ezra told Logan to fight for him and become his legs. That would be his redemption. Logan is certain he won't survive. But suddenly Captain Harlock himself arrives for him and saves him. Soon the geyser is about to erupt. Harlock and Logan must escape the planet before then. Logan pulls out a gun and targets Harlock. Logan says openly that he is of the Gaia Legion. His mission is to retrieve the triggers and destroy Harlock. Harlock asks if Logan is ready to pass away so far away from everything he loved. Logan puts the guns away and helps lower the lever to finally leave the dangerous planet. They arrive on the ship. The captain returns Logan's weapon and asks him to find his truth. Now only one detonator separates the captain's crew from life on Earth, and everything would begin anew. The Arcadia continues its space journey, and the Gaia Coalition is concerned about their progress. Admiral Ezra says that communication with Logan has been lost. Logan has taken Harlock's side and stopped sending signals. The Coalition members are outraged, because Ezra said the agent could be trusted. Ezra requests permission to use a special weapon to destroy Harlock and his team. The Emperor gives his consent. Nami condemns Ezra for allowing Logan to go to the ship. He pays no heed to her words. All the ships of the Gaia Legion fleet are ready to attack. Admiral Ezra orders the destruction of the Arcadia at all costs. The ship enters hyperspace. They move an enormous distance in a matter of seconds based on the coordinates. The Arcadia sounds an alarm. The enemy ships are approaching the ship. Julian suggests that the captain change course, but Harlock orders to go straight ahead. The crew activates all weapons. The Arcadia is ready to engage. Gaia's fleet realizes that Harlock's ship intends to break through their position. Everyone is waiting for Ezra's orders. He waits for the Arcadia to approach and orders to open fire. Thousands of beams are aimed at the target, but suddenly it disappears. Fleet Command is perplexed. It is impossible to make the jump that fast. They try to pick up the ship's energy trail. The ship is now spotted near Saturn. Ezra orders another jump. The Arcadia realizes that the enemies are not as foolish as they thought. Logan decides to contact Ezra. His brother appears to the Admiral as a hologram. He persuades Ezra to pull the fleet away from the ship. Logan senses that the Coalition is making a big mistake. Ezra doesn't want to listen to him and cuts off communication. The Arcadia's energy trail cannot be detected. It's as if they weren't even there. But nothing stops Ezra. He's ready to deliver an enormous blow, one that would destroy even the ghost ship. Harlock's crew is confused. They realize that the command of the enemy fleet is up to something. But they, too, have a surprise of their own. What the enemy thought was a real ship turns out to be just a hologram. The massive blow has destroyed an asteroid. Now its debris is headed straight for the Gaia Coalition fleet. At the same time, the real spaceship breaks through the defenses and opens fire. One by one, the Arcadia takes out the enemy ships. The Arcadia boards the flagship with the Admiral on board. The entire crew is taken prisoner. Logan visits Ezra in his cell. He asks why they have not destroyed the flagship of the Gaia Legion. Logan says that the ship and the hostages will still be useful to them. Suddenly Ezra figures out that all of Logan's information about the location of the fleet was given to Logan by Nami. Logan tries to prove to his brother that Harlock's idea is a chance for everyone, but Ezra only laughs back. The Arcadia is approaching Earth. Everyone rejoices at the imminent return home they've been waiting 100 years for. They have one last detonator left to set. Julian suddenly realizes that if they detonate the detonator here, they will have nowhere to go back to. Kay unequivocally trusts the captain, for he knows what he is doing. The ship enters the sacred zone of Earth. Suddenly it turns out that the beautiful view of the planet is only a hologram. The Earth is now a scorched scarlet desert. Everything that Harlock's crew sought has been destroyed. Now they demand an explanation from the captain. Mime explains to Kay, Julian and the others what really happened. At the same time, Ezra also tells Logan the truth about Harlock. A century ago, a war broke out over the right to live on Earth. But the teachings of Gaia put an end to the feud by declaring Earth a sacred zone. The Gaia Legion created an elite fleet, led by Harlock. Soon, however, the Gaia Order's elite returned to Earth. Harlock felt this was unfair, as most people were still in exile. So he began his fight against the coalition and became a dangerous rebel. But the Legion had more men and more weapons. Then he decided to unleash the dark matter. So he created a protective field around Earth so that no one could return to it. But dark matter proved to be an uncontrollable force. It consumed the entire planet, plunging it into darkness. The matter also affected Harlock himself and his ship. The space pirate became immortal. The alien Mime became his eternal companion, and the spirit of the engineer, Harlock's only friend, remained imprisoned in the ship's engine. 5 years later, Harlock attacked the coalition fleet and stole 100 detonators. Now his goal is not to change this world, but to destroy it. But the captain believes that destroying the Genesis clock will not destroy the world, but will resurrect it. He orders Kay to detonate the detonators right away. Suddenly, however, hundreds of Gaia's legionnaires storm aboard. Logan and Ezra arrive back with them. Logan once again sides with Gaia. The admiral announces to Harlock that he is sentenced to execution in the electric chair. Kay, Julian, Mime, and the other members of Harlock's crew are imprisoned in a space prison. Ezra finds himself back in the greenhouse. He tells Nami that she betrayed him. It turns out that the incident in the greenhouse years ago didn't just hurt Ezra. Nami is just a hologram now. Her body is now immobilized. Ezra tells Nami that for some reason she loves Logan despite what he did to her. Now Nami understands why Ezra is in such pain. He's angry not at what Logan did, but at the fact that Nami chose him over his brother. She is angry and says that she has always loved Logan, not Ezra. Enraged, Ezra shuts down the artificial life support machine. The Gaia Coalition prepares a public execution of the ship's crew. They are about to destroy the Arcadia, so all the Gaia soldiers leave the ship, but one soldier is running in the other direction. It's Logan, and he's back on the exile side, since he's learned that Ezra has shut Nami down. He frees the crew from the cells. Ezra spots them through the security camera, but Logan shoots it. The coalition members order him not to let the rebels escape. Logan, Kay, and Mime arrive to free Harlock. Logan holds out a flower to Harlock and tells him that he grew up on Earth. Now there is no need to start all over again, for life on Earth is reborn. This flower means some kind of atonement for Harlock. After all, he thought he had destroyed everything irrevocably. Now the entire crew is ready to fight the Legion for their ship. The Arcadia emerges from the battle unscathed once more and suddenly makes a jump. The ship has entered the sacred zone and is already approaching Earth. Ezra orders all ships in the fleet to prepare. He cannot allow the pirate to be the first to return to Earth. Harlock decides to tell all humans the truth about Earth. He orders Julian to hijack the broadcasts and connect Harlock to the Gaia network. When the people learn everything, the Gaia Council will lose its power over them. After another attack by the Gaia fleet, the Arcadia is still intact, thanks to the power of dark matter. Julian manages to hack into the Gaia network and the truth comes out. The Gaia Council realizes that Harlock's crew is undermining their rule. The Emperor of Gaia orders the launch of the Return to Earth War Protocol. Now they are preparing an even more powerful weapon, the Jupiterian Accelerator. This device is capable of destroying a planet, so it should be able to handle Arcadia as well. Ezra is opposed to this idea. The ship is orbiting the Earth, which means that it too will be destroyed. Ezra's troops board Harlock's ship. After a fierce battle, the soldiers face Ezra and Logan. During the brotherly struggle, Ezra wounds Logan and leaves him with the same scar as Harlock. Ezra wants to take revenge on his brother and destroy him. But suddenly, Harlock appears and shoots Ezra. Meanwhile, the powerful energy beam from the Jupiter fails to hit its target. The accelerator is prepared for a second strike. Harlock leaves Logan and Ezra behind. The captain goes off alone to deal with the Legionnaires, as almost the entire crew has fallen in the battle. Harlock is badly wounded. To protect Earth, Harlock is forced to unleash all the dark matter. Mime sacrifices her life, transforming into a blob of dark energy. The second strike also misses Earth. The Arcadia changes its position. Earth shifts out of the line of fire. It turns out that it was Ezra who prevented the Gaia Coalition from destroying the planet at the last moment. Ezra tells Logan that he did it for Nami. The ship is already on Earth. The final bomb is set. Ezra sees the flowers growing and passes away. Logan and Harlock are left alone on the ship. They point guns at each other. Logan must make the final choice. He chooses not to shoot Harlock after all. Harlock says that humans will soon repopulate Earth. History may repeat itself and the war will begin again. Harlock gives the detonator to Logan to make sure he uses it if necessary. Harlock hands Logan his eye patch and takes a seat in the captain's chair. The Solar System Federation comes on the comms and calls for the Arcadia to surrender. Logan goes to the helm and puts on the blindfold. As soon as Logan starts the engine, all the crew members come to life. And Mai materializes next to him and tells him that her life is forever tied to the Arcadia. Now Logan becomes the new Harlock and is ready to fight to the end. Do you think Logan will be a worthy captain? And will the Arcadia be able to fight evil in perpetuity? Share your thoughts in the comments, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next videos.